Hey guys, do you mind if I just leave this on the table here?
Yeah, you know I can't get it back up. This is a super professional show that we run here. There we go. Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, my fly has been undone this whole time. Not necessarily undone, it's just it's broken. So I'm just doing the best I can. And you all as well. And your next performer is the best. They're absolutely the nicest with the jokes and just with their general demeanor. Always a pleasure to be around and watch perform. Please welcome my friend and yours, Brandon Brown!
Thank you, Brett. Let's start off with some current events here this evening. I am Brandon Brown. Assisted death is now legal in Canada. This is fantastic news for people. It's a right that everybody should have, unlike the right to speak inside of a comedy show. Doctor-assisted death is in the news recently. Doctor-assisted death is legal in Canada now, which is awesome. My only issue with this whole thing is the verbiage, to be completely honest with you. Doctor-assisted death, you know what I mean? Isn't that ironic? I mean, not really ironic, but Alanis Morissette ironic, maybe? You know what I mean? Like doctor-assisted death. To be honest with you, Doc, I was kind of hoping you could assist me with the whole living part of this thing. The death part I can handle on my own. I'll be the doctor for that part, as a matter of fact. You can just hand me my chart, and the first thing I'm going to do is prescribe myself a one-way ticket to Amsterdam. Telling you right now, folks, if I'm diagnosed with a terminal illness, the only assistance I'm going to need with my death is 3 to 5 prostitutes of varying ethnicities and about 10 spoonfuls of heroin. And a belt. I think I need a belt for my arm. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm sure there's something on YouTube. I've never done cocaine or paid for pussy, but this would seem like the occasion for it. Told this theory to a friend of mine the other day. He says, man, that doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't you rather be here? You know what I mean? Wouldn't you prefer to die surrounded by friends and family? Absolutely not. No. What the fuck sense does that make? First of all, I haven't wished anybody happy birthday on Facebook in over 2 years, so I don't know how many friends are going to show up. And I haven't seen my mother in 3 months. What makes you think I want her by my bedside for my final days? Flipping through a photo album and passively aggressively analyzing life decisions that I've made. I'm good. I'm going to Amsterdam, thank you very much. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm going to nod my way into the great beyond. Again, I've never done heroin. I'm trying here. I'm just theorizing as to what the heroin experience would be. I'm terrified of death, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about it lately. The reason I'm terrified of death, to be honest, is, well, I believe in reincarnation. That may sound silly, but before you scoff at that idea, I think that there's people in this room who believe in a God, so let's not debate this whole thing right now. The reason I'm scared of the reincarnation is because this life has been pretty good. Everything is laid out in front of me, all the opportunities were there. I didn't do anything with them, but all the opportunities were there. I mean, like, it can't be this good in my next life. Like, in this life, I was a white male from a middle-class family in a first-world country with universal health care. There's nowhere to go but down from here. I'm guessing if there was, like, a reincarnation chart, I would be at the top of that chart. You know what I mean? I don't want to come back at the bottom of that chart as some kind of an ignorant, stupid, like a slug or a beetle or a Republican. Just come back and suddenly be homophobic with an urge to shoot a gun and not hire people of color. Who needs that? Don't want to be a Republican. Things haven't worked out for me in my life the way I was hoping, to be honest with you. I'm a 40-year-old single male. Yeah, the world's my oyster. Yeah. It's either Tinder or masturbation. That's pretty much what it is at this point. And I choose the masturbation a lot of the time, to be honest with you. I mean, I can stay at home, binge watch House of Cards, smoke a spliff, jack off and get a good night's sleep. Or I could swipe right and meet some woman for drinks. 3 hours later, find out the only things we have in common are that we both think Breaking Bad was a great show and that Donald Trump would make a very good president. And we also strongly disagree on the Syrian refugee crisis. Be careful with the blind dating in Alberta. That's all I'm going to say. You get some surprises there. As I say, I'm 40. You know the phrase better than sex? When I was 20, that phrase rang differently. Let me explain. When I was 20, for something to be better than sex, it would have to be awesome. You know what I mean? Like skydiving, or meeting a celebrity, you know what I mean? Or having a game-winning shot at the buzzer. You know, that would be better than sex. At 40, better than sex, meh. It's a good cup of coffee, a decent parking space, or a reasonable deal on a pair of shoes. $40 at Winners. It's an orgasmic purchase, as far as I'm concerned. Dating is difficult. It's difficult to get to know people when you don't like people. So I tend to stay home. I like porn. To be honest, I've been watching a lot of gay porn as of late. I'm not ashamed of it. I started off as a curiosity, but I've been watching pretty much all gay porn lately, so it may be time to admit to myself there's a strong possibility I could be, a lesbian. The world of online porn is a difficult place for me. I'm a progressive, liberal-minded guy, you know what I mean? So it's difficult. I'm a feminist. First of all, it's sexist, obviously, you know what I mean? It's racist. Like, do you ever think that black male porn actors ever get sick and tired of being typecasted? Always having to go in and read for the same role time and time again? The world of online porn is not a place you're going to hear politically correct phrasing either. It's not a place you're going to hear phrases like African American, or transgender, or little person. Speaking of midget porn, I wish I had more of a sexual fetish. I see some people, they're like urine and feet, you know what I mean? Some guys like to have their balls stepped on. I'm good, thanks, man. My only real sexual fetish is pubic hair. There, I said it. I like pubic hair. Evidently that's a sexual fetish. Just a testament to how sexist our modern society is, that a woman in her natural state is considered a sexual fetish. It's like, you know what, call me old school, call me a freak, but I prefer my ladies with both feet fully attached. I find them to be more independent, less clingy, and overall more balanced as people. As I say, things haven't worked out for me in my life the way I was hoping. I did go to university, the university up the road, as a matter of fact. Of course, that was to catch the bus down here for the show this evening. I'm a broke person. It's a difficult time of the month for me, as well as a person who lives check to check and is worried about their bank account. At some point this week, my Netflix comes out of my bank account, and I'm not sure exactly what day it is. So it does lead to a couple of anxiety-ridden purchases at a fast food restaurant this week. I pay by debit. The machine says processing, processing. I'm terrified. Did my Netflix come out of this fucking thing? Processing, processing. Got me standing there with the anxiety of a boyfriend outside of a bathroom door while his girlfriend pees on a stick. Just hoping for the best. Right at this point, of course, the cashier wants to lean over and ask, "Sir, would you care to donate $2 to the Children's Hospital today?" In theory, of course, but I mean, it's Netflix week. And let's be honest, I just went out to dinner and spent $5. If I had an extra $2 of disposable income, I probably would have upsized the combo. Guess that's right. Fast food is way too cheap. Shouldn't be eating that bullshit anyway, to be honest with you. Some things I'm willing to pay for. Food, airfare. Have you noticed how cheap airfare has been getting recently?
Yes.
They're cutting way too many fucking corners, you know what I mean? I saw an ad a couple of weeks ago for an American airline that was flying people from the States to Europe for $89. No hidden fees. Let me tell you something. If you're flying me to Europe for $89, I'd appreciate some hidden fees. Matter of fact, I would appreciate some unhidden fees. Like, when I show up at the airport to check in, I would hope that somebody would tell me, "Sir, of course we'd be happy to honor that $89 fare for you today. Just so you know, though, we have a couple of optional upgrades available. For an additional $400, we have the Sober Pilot package. Also quite popular, for an additional $200, we can do the Emotionally Stable Pilot package. Or if you sign here and here, I'd be legally obligated to let you know that your pilot today is Trevor. It says here in his file that Trevor is recently divorced from a passive-aggressive woman who will not let him see his children. So he's a raging alcoholic. Good news is, says here, he's also a cocaine addict, which means he should be fairly alert. Took a flight for $89 over the Atlantic Ocean today. On a closing note, folks, you don't want to die in any newsworthy circumstances like an airplane crash or a hurricane, anything like this. Again, I'm older. When I was younger, if you died in a tragic circumstance, they put a picture of you in the media. You know what I mean? Put a face to the fucking tragedy. Back in my day, it was something respectable. A grad photo, passport photo, you know what I mean? Work ID, perhaps. Nowadays, of course, it'll be a selfie. I don't know about you, but I have trouble having sympathy for people when their tragedy photo is a selfie. You have two parents on the news crying hysterically, oh, their son Chad was stabbed last night at a nightclub downtown. It's such a bright future, he was an amazing student. I'm feeling for them. Until they show a picture of this kid standing in front of his bathroom mirror with his t-shirt off and his head cocked back. I gotta tell you folks, I'm sorry, but looking at this picture, I want to stab this motherfucker myself. Rebecca's parents on the news, same thing, crying hysterically, looking for sympathy. We haven't seen Rebecca in 4 days. We have no idea where she is. They're trying to get a search party together. Again, I'm sympathetic. I might even help them look for this girl. Till they show a picture of her, a selfie, on a yoga mat at what appears to be some kind of a spiritual retreat. Folks, you want to get a search party together to find your daughter? I don't think that's necessary. From looks of that selfie, your daughter has already found herself. Thank you very much, folks. My name is Brando.
Please, one more time for Brandon Brown! He raised a lot of good points. I liked it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at your